It was midnight in the small, fog-shrouded town of Harrow Vale. A single, soft knock echoed through the house, even though no one was expected. Then, a chilling whisper from the darkness, "Do you believe I see what's in your heart?" That single moment changed everything for Leyla, because what she saw next was not of this world. Greetings from the compass of faith. Today's story is one that unsettles the soul and builds tension, but ultimately, it opens the doors of the heart to faith, trust in Allah, and the unseen. If you find this story inspiring, helpful, or even a little chilling in a way that reminds you of Allah's signs, please subscribe, like, and share. Your support helps us spread these important lessons even further. Leyla Ibrahim was a dedicated nurse in Harrow Vale, a quiet town in the UK known for its thick fog and cold, long nights. Her shifts were demanding, and she often returned home well past midnight. One particularly stormy night, heavy rain hammered against her windows, drowning out all sound except for the roaring wind. As she finally stepped inside her house, the electricity flickered ominously. She locked the door behind her and sat down, soaking in the silence. Around 12:30 a.m., a single soft knock broke the stillness. She froze. No one could be out in this weather at this hour. She wasn't expecting anyone. Her heart began to pound in her chest. She tried to rationalize it must be a tree branch hitting the door, or perhaps someone lost in the storm. But then came a whisper, seeming to drift right through the solid wood of the door. "Do you believe I see what's in your heart?" Her blood ran cold. Before she could even process the words, she watched in horror as the doorknob slowly turned. The door creaked open, revealing an empty, hushed corridor. There was no one there. Heart racing, she stumbled backwards as the lights flickered again, casting long dancing shadows across the room. Her eyes darted to the floor where a splash of dark red caught her attention. Was it blood? No. It was a single rose, its petals dark and drenched with rain, looking utterly dead. Trembling, Leyla felt an unexplainable instinct to pick it up. As her fingers closed around the cold, wet stem, she heard what sounded like heavy breathing nearby, or maybe it was just the wind echoing through the house. Then she saw it. Words had appeared on the wall, letters that she was certain weren't there just moments before. They read, "All secrets come to light." She prayed she was dreaming, that this was all a terrible nightmare. "Allah, protect me," she whispered, her voice shaking. She ran and locked herself in her bedroom, grabbing her phone to call for help. No signal. The power then went out completely, plunging her into absolute darkness. When the first rays of dawn finally cracked open the sky, the lights flickered back on. The rose was gone. The message on the wall was smudged, as if someone had tried to wipe it away. Leyla couldn't shake the deep-seated fear. But as she went through her shift at the hospital, the events of the night replayed in her mind. The whisper, the dead rose, the question, "Do you believe I see what's in your heart?" Slowly, a profound realization dawned on her. This wasn't just a terrifying event, it was a test of faith. She understood that not all tests come with loud thunder and dramatic trials. Some arrive in the dead of night when you're completely alone, when the world is still and the unseen calls you to examine your own soul. She remembered the verses from the Quran, how Allah is closer to us than our own jugular vein, and how nothing, absolutely nothing, remains hidden from Him. That day, Leyla felt a spiritual awakening. She decided to recommit herself, to seek forgiveness for the grudges she held, and to focus on pleasing Allah rather than seeking the applause of people. She realized that the unseen knocks and whispers aren't always meant to be sources of horror. Sometimes they are profound reminders. Reminders that Allah's knowledge encompasses everything, and that true sincere faith means having courage even when there's no visible threat. Leyla grew in humility. She reached out and apologized to her estranged brother. She forgave an old friend who had hurt her. She began reading more, dedicating time to dhikr, and praying to Hajjud in the quiet hours of the night. Placing her trust for protection not in locked doors but in Allah, that rose became a symbol of her heart drenched and bruised but still alive. The whisper became the voice of her conscience, the call of the unseen, guiding her back to the right path. Even when no one sees you, even when you feel utterly alone, Allah is aware. When the world sleeps, your heart is still under His watchful gaze. Do you ever feel fear? Use it as a catalyst to seek refuge in Allah. Let it push you closer to Him, not farther away. Story shows us that our greatest tests don't always come with fire and lightning. Sometimes they arrive in the silence, with a whisper, a rose, a moment of profound solitude. And it is in those very moments that we find our greatest opportunities to grow in faith. If this story moved you, please hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with your family and friends. Someone out there might need to hear this message today. And please comment below. What is an unseen test you faced, and how did faith carry you through? Thank you for watching.